Zoe Patterson here, F.Y.I. Dance Club, and welcome to today's edition of the Readers Are Leaders Kids Book Club. Okay, today we are talking about Healthy Me, and this is mental well-being and mindfulness. So this is a hot topic, especially after the last 2 years. We were really tested. And did we get resilient? Did we build any grit, any mental strength? So remember, going through tough things, I know it doesn't feel great at the time, but can really build mental grit, which then makes you be able to cope with things better when they happen down the road as well. So today we're talking about mental well-being and what it's all about. So it says here, you can't see mental well-being, but you can feel it. Your mental well-being is about how you think and feel. And some people call it mental health or emotional well-being. Now, having good mental health doesn't mean being happy all the time. We all experience feelings of anger, sadness, fear, and frustration. These feelings are perfectly normal, and mental well-being comes from finding positive ways to manage these feelings. So your mind matters. Your mental well-being is just as important as your physical health. So good mental health helps you feel happy about yourself. It helps you cope with the everyday pressures of life, and part of being healthy is about understanding your own mental well-being. Good mental health allows you to think clearly, have good relationships with your family and friends, and learn new skills every day. It helps develop your self-confidence and self-esteem too. But what are mental health problems? Mental health problems are thoughts and feelings that can change the way you feel, think, and behave. It can be frightening to think you have a mental health problem, but it shouldn't be ignored. Stress, anxiety, and depression are all examples of mental health problems. Poor mental health can make you feel as bad as any other illness. Finding ways to deal with a problem can stop it getting worse so that you can continue to enjoy life. Stress and anxiety. Everybody will feel anxious and stressed out at some stage in his or her life. You might have felt anxious when you started school or if you've ever moved house. This anxiety and stress usually goes away after a little while. But if these feelings don't disappear, it can affect your mental well-being, your confidence and your self-esteem. You may become sad or angry and you might have difficulty sleeping. It's time to get some help. Dealing with change. We all deal with different situations in our lives differently. Most changes in life don't lead to mental health problems, but sometimes an event can trigger thoughts and feelings that lead to poor mental health. For example, some children may feel excited about the arrival of a new brother or a sister. Others may feel anxious about the changes in their home environment and will need to find ways to cope. It's good to talk. Talking about your thoughts and feelings is an important way of looking after your mental health and well-being. If you are anxious or worried about anything, reassurance from your family and friends can help you deal with your feelings. If you still feel anxious, it's a good idea to get some professional help. The first place to start is to talk to your doctor. There are also helplines such as Young Minds that offer advice and support. Love and affection. Your family and friends play an important part in your mental and well-being. Human beings need secure and safe relationships to grow, learn, and have fun. The people you meet at home and at school help you understand the world, its cultures, and its rules. And as you grow up, you build a sense of your place within this world. Your mental well-being helps you feel confident about how you fit in. Give your self-esteem a boost. Self-esteem is how you see yourself. Having low self-esteem can affect your mental health. What affects self-esteem is different for everyone. An experience such as bullying, a mental health problem like stress, or a difficult relationship can affect someone's self-esteem. Giving yourself a self-esteem boost will boost your mental well-being too. Try and focus on positive things in your life, such as your friends and any hobbies you enjoy. You could then try writing down a list of your achievements or talking to a friend or loved one. And just a note here, sometimes when we're not feeling great, it's difficult to think positively. So something that I've kind of worked on is about getting ahead of that. So I keep a gratitude journal, which very simply you just write 3 or 5 or 10 things every evening that you're thankful for, either in the day or in your life. Now, if you can do this on a regular basis, it builds up that positivity. So when you have not such a great time, it's easier then to dip back into those feelings of gratitude. So I find definitely when I'm not feeling great, I can't just switch on a positivity switch, but I can be grateful for something. It might be my son or my home or my garden. But it can be helpful if you can't switch your brain onto something positive, is to focus on something you're grateful for. So that's just something I've come across. Nurturing your mental well-being There are things you can do to keep mentally well, and here's a list of things to look after your mental health. Now, you know dance is going to be one of these, and if not, I'm going to make it. Okay, so make time to play and do something you enjoy, like dancing. Look after your body by exercising each day, like dancing. Eat a balanced diet, including lots of fresh fruit and vegetables. And this is also Super Brain tip number 8, good brain diet. So we're covering that in our Brain Grooves program at the moment. Spend time with close friends and family who help you feel good about yourself. That's Super Brain tip number 3, positive peer group. Exercising is Super Brain tip number 7, I think. And make time to play and do something you enjoy. Is that positive peer group as well? Get a good night's sleep to rest your body and mind. That's Super Brain tip number 6, I think. And these things will help you have the strength and resilience to cope with life stresses, as well as find ways to solve problems. Absolutely. What is mindfulness? One way of looking after your mental health is to practice mindfulness. This means learning to focus on the present rather than worrying about what has happened or what might happen. Mindfulness exercises help you focus on your breathing, the sensations in your body, and your thoughts and feelings, as well as everyday activities such as eating and walking. And in module 5 of Brain Grooves at the moment, we're doing a Mindfulness Minute, which is a great way to do a body scan to connect in with your body. Mindfulness matters. At first, it can be difficult not to let your mind wander when you practice mindfulness. There's always something to think about. But with time, you can learn to hold your attention for longer. And remember not to be so hard on yourself. The brain is literally designed to be active. So if you think by being mindful, you're going to be able to just knock off your brain, like that's near impossible. But what you can do is focus on something that makes you feel mindful, like your breathing or the rise and fall of your chest. So if you find that when you're trying to practice mindfulness that your brain's going, la, 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 just listen to your breathing. So breathe in through your nose and then breathe out. And just even that listening, and you can count in your head 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And practice that maybe 4 or 5 times, and that can just help slow down your brain. So now thinking without being mindful. So that goes through like a stimulus and a reaction thing. So sometimes if we're not being mindful, might not react in a more appropriate way. So it can help to just take that time to slow down and concentrate. So mindfulness can help you concentrate and think more clearly, as well as feel less stressed and anxious. It can even help some people feel less depressed. This can all have a positive effect on your mental well-being. And mindfulness activities. Colouring. Colouring calms the brain and helps the mind focus on one task. The best bit is it can be done wherever you like. All you need is a colouring book and some pencils. And there's some awesome mindfulness colouring books out at the moment. Mindful posing is another activity you can try at home. Doing funny poses, such as pretending to be a superhero, can help you pay more attention to your body and its sensations as you strike a pose. And there's the I can do it pose, where you stand with your feet apart and you stretch and you look up and you smile. So that is from the Simple Physical Literacy program that I practice in my Brain Grooves. Go out for a walk and look as many birds, insects and animals as you can. This all uses your senses and helps you focus on the present. That's my mindfulness walk to and from school. And you can even look for the colours of the rainbow as you walk on your walk. That's a good idea. Try and find objects that represent each colour. Some colours will be harder to find than others. And now finally, your top tips. Talking about your feelings isn't a sign of weakness. Having someone listen can give you the support that you need. Your mind needs vitamins and nutrients to keep well. A balanced diet will not only help your body, but your mind too. And this is super important, especially coming off Easter, where everybody's been consuming a little bit too much of that milk and white chocolate. Dark chocolate is good for the brain in small quantities because it's lower in sugar and it's got higher in antioxidants. But if you've been fueling yourself on convenience food like crisps and instant food, then it can have a knock-on effect on your brain and in your mental health as well. So I know if I kind of fall in, at different times like Christmas or birthdays, and I might have lots of high sugary foods, it gets me a little bit like wired up, and then what goes up must come down. So then you have that crash and you don't feel so good. So just that's a very, very good point. And make time for yourself. Some me time can reduce stress and make you feel happier. So for me, that's a run. I like to go out for a run once or twice a week, and that is just my me time. Do a little exercise every day that will boost your self-esteem, help you sleep, help you concentrate and make you feel better, like Brain Grooves. I love dancing, which makes me feel so good all of the time. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Do something that you're good at and that you enjoy. This will boost your self-esteem, help you forget your worries and lift your mood. What are you good at? What makes you feel good? Okay, there's lots of like parents and teachers notes and activities that you can do as well. So I'd highly recommend that book, Healthy Mental Wellbeing and Mindfulness. And there's actually a little kind of catalog on the back of different ones along that series. So that is a super, super resource I would highly recommend. So I'm delivering that back to Wicklow Library, but remember you can book that if you're anywhere in Ireland, you can book that as well, and it will be delivered to your library for you. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up there. This is our Readers Are Leaders Kids Book Club. I'm F.Y.I. Dance Club Zoe Patterson, and I'm wishing you a wonderful day.